You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies. This is AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's WWE Monday Night Raw After Show.
We are here and we're not leaving until we give you what you want, which is the greatest after show on AfterBuzz TV, the Monday Night Raw After Show. Yes! 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 I'm exhausted. I'm more tired than Batista in a 3-minute match right now. Let's hit.
Oh, man. Gotta work on that cardio,
Let's all
Janet.
hit the desk. Gotta work on
the cardio.
Yeah,
Oh, we sure had fun, didn't we, gang?
that was great.
Thank you to everyone who just ran in the studio and then ran out. Welcome everyone to the look at that was a quick transition. Look at us. I don't even have my headphones on. Doesn't matter. We just occupied the studio. What's up, everybody? In case you're listening on iTunes, we just had a lot of fun and I hope you enjoyed it. This is the Monday Night Raw After Show. Johnny Loquasto here at JQuasto on the Twitter. Next to me, lovely shade of blue, amazing dress.
You got the color right this week. I'm so impressed.
It's clearly blue. What? How could I not get?
Is he colorblind? Don't make fun of him for that. Jeez.
How could I not get this right?
Sometimes I'm wearing like black and you're like, that orange dress is great.
That magenta dress you have on.
You just say yes. Very good, Johnny. Very good.
Yeah.
That's a good boy.
Hey, that's a beautiful blue dress you have on. At Cathy Kelley, what's up, man?
Hey.
How you doing?
What's up, man?
I don't know. I said man. I don't know why I said that.
Dude.
No idea.
What's up,
Very special guest tonight. Dale Rutledge is actually out of the country. I don't know what country he's in right now.
Did he flee the jurisdiction? Is that what happened?
He's out.
Oh, all right.
He's off the grid right now.
Oh.
So we miss him, but we have two incredible guests sitting across from me. Two men I have both worked with in the professional wrestling business. I'm going to start off to my opposite diagonal direction.
Catty corner.
This man, Catty Corner, if you will. He's the producer of the Schmoes Know podcast. We also had a brief feud for a certain wrestling organization. You got in my face and screamed at me many a times.
You were the owner of the Millennium Pro Wrestling Federation's final days.
Yes, I was.
I've been in your face. I've managed against this
Yeah.
guy. So I'll be back.
I was an owner who missed the last 4 shows because I was out of
Might be
town.
why it ended.
Well, Mark Cuban can't be at every game. You know?
That's a great point. That's a great point. He's also Kathy's ex-husband, or is he?
Lawsuits pending.
Lawsuits
We're
pending.
forward right
Yeah,
now.
I get the
No,
cupcakes.
no, we have to be honest because we know our listeners are like, oh my God, no, really? No, they're not really. They were never married. No. But
The age
There's some
difference.
Legally
great
in all
videos
states.
online from when I was on Schmoes a couple times, though,
Yeah.
of duking it out against other
A lot
guys,
of men
yeah.
competed for your hand. Not one of them won it, but it happened.
Kathy's a tough cookie to crack.
Absolutely.
She's a tough egg.
She's a tough cupcake.
She's a
to
tough.
crack,
Yeah,
man.
right. She's a
Get
tough.
with it.
She's a
And
tough
it's
egg to beat, if you
Cathy
will.
Corner.
Oh!
No!
Oh!
Anyway, that's Ken Napzok. Didn't even get his name out. At Ken Napzok on Twitter. And Cathy Corner from this blue dress.
Yes.
He is one of the most charismatic, popular wrestlers on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. You can watch it every single week. Go to HollywoodWrestling.com. It's also nationally on MAV TV. I love calling this guy's matches. I love doing promos with him. He's one of the few wrestlers that I've done promos with over the years. You and Percy Pringle, a.k.a. Paul Bear, are the 2 people, and Adam Pearce, are the 3 wrestlers I've worked with that I have a hard time keeping a straight face with. Because the 3 of you were so unpredictable. This guy, find him on Twitter, at True Hobo. He's the Hobo, the boxcar superstar.
You talk me up but good. I hope I can live up to those kind words.
I'm telling you, bro, every time you get on the microphone, it's one take and everyone's like, damn it, that was good. Like when you cut these promos at like the tapings, everyone's watching And then when you finish, everyone's like, God, I can't do that.
I fear the day. I fear the day when I have to do 2 takes. It has been like 2 years of nothing but 1 takes. Come in, do my thing, walk out. I am afraid of the one day I fumble the ball and everybody goes, oh, I finally saw him mess up.
The Hobo's lost it.
Oh, God, it's over. The train's run a course.
Seriously, you cut a promo, you're like, drop the mic, walk away. It's so good.
He goes back into his box.
Yeah, he does.
When that train whistle hits, man, the crowd goes crazy. And MPW is absolutely, for 3 years running, one of our most popular wrestlers.
They still remember me and see me. I was just there a couple of weeks ago, and my music hit, and the crowd went nuts. Pop of the night, they called it. Insane.
They won't let you live in the town, but they love you.
Absolutely. Police
Exactly.
keep me out, but they're a fine, clean-cut police force.
Damn these laws.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we have a lot to talk about. Hashtag Occupy Raw.
Yeah.
Oh.
What a night. And needless to say, WrestleMania 30 got a bit of a caffeine jolt that it needed, which I don't think we can't mention it yet, but it's going to be fun to talk about.
Get there. We'll get there.
But we got a jolt right off the start because we had the immortal Hulk Hogan hit the ring, real American, bam, looking good.
The music hits and your childhood kind of comes back to life, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Still,
Yeah.
for me.
absolutely.
Am I
I
on
remember
that?
watching, in my tighty whities anytime there was a pay-per-view.
So 2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
And I was also fat as a kid, so let's, picture that. But yeah, Hulk Hogan hits the ring. He's ready for WrestleMania 30. He said he's been watching the WWE Network, brother, and thought back to WrestleMania 3 when he slammed Andre the Giant. The body slam heard around the world. There it is. It's coming in. He said he's so pumped he could pull a bumper off a Cadillac Jack, which I wouldn't recommend with his low back injuries.
He's not medically cleared to cut his own steak right now.
Yes, that's a good point. Unless it's rare, because then it's an easier cut. But he came up with a historic idea. They're going to have a 30-man over-the-top Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal at WrestleMania 30. In other words, a Royal Rumble in April.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
a battle
But
royal.
a trophy's on the line.
Right.
Not a title or a title shot, but a trophy. A big old Andre the Giant trophy.
The
that
question
looks
is, how
like
big
it's-
is it?
Yeah.
Looks like
You
it's
said
filled with
Is it
chocolate.
made out of chocolate? Yeah.
Yeah. It could be Easter.
It reminds me of the Simpsons Mr. Burns Excellence in the Field of Excellence Award. It's just this trophy that,
Yeah.
okay.
The funny thing is, we don't know how big it. I hope it's like so big they literally have to have a truck pull it around. Just all the access events. Like here's the Andre Giant that Zack Ryder won or whatever. I don't think
It'd be
he's
like
gonna
the
win.
Stanley Cup. You can't make more than
Yeah.
one of them. Just keep passing the same one around.
Yeah, I bet you it will be.
It's not a bad idea. We need to get people involved in WrestleMania 30.
I agree.
Now you have 30 slots.
I think that means literally,
Darren Young will be there.
yeah,
Sure.
Titus O'Neil.
That's O'Neil. Yep.
That makes you wonder if, because you look at all the other matches as is, almost everyone on the roster is going to be in WrestleMania now. Because unless, do you think they're going to have?
Everyone gets a paycheck.
Hey, everybody loves a bonus.
Yeah.
Do you think that people that are already featured in regular matches, they're not also going to be in the Battle Royal?
I think it would be a special circumstance.
I don't know. I mean,
Well,
John Cena
Cena,
said he was
yeah.
throwing his head into the Battle Royal, but he pulled it back out so he could face Bray Wyatt.
Exactly. So I think it's a fun idea. Who doesn't love over the top Battle Royals?
Yeah.
Of course. I mean, they usually do one every year for the pre-show. This will just make the show. So I think it'll help pepper the gumbo a little bit.
My only worry is Battle Royals themselves, unless it's the Royal Rumble where it's a format. A Battle Royal itself is visually not that stimulating. It's everyone's in the ring, a lot of just punch and
That's
kick and pushing.
true. They all start in the same time.
Yeah, is it going to be exciting when it gets down to the end? I'm sure it is, but when that trophy's on the line, they'll bring it out and bring it ringside and just kind of show it off.
But I think that they're like they always do, even in Royal Rumble, they really feature like certain people, and even
Yeah.
though there are a bunch of people in there at the beginning, it's going to be really crowded. There are still going to be the couple people that you see the entire time.
30 guys in that ring. I mean,
Yeah.
generally Battle Royals never go above 20.
I don't know. Hey, it's a big ring. Let's call it what it is. It's a big ring. And it being WrestleMania, everybody's going to want to pick their spots. This will be a battle royal to watch because people know that everyone's watching. The world has got their eyes on this ring, so they're going to be trying their damnedest to pull out every stop imaginable and
They
do
will.
something memorable in a battle royal, which is hard because there's everybody in there.
And you've been in Battle Royals. I mean, you
have.
can't get a lot done.
No, you don't have any room to take a step or take a false movement. I don't know how they're going to make this work, but I would not want to miss it.
Well, I
Would not.
imagine within minutes or there's probably like the Matadores are gone in 10 seconds. Like guys like that, they're going to clear out pretty quick. You would think.
I would think so. It's a good chance to spotlight who you want to kind of push. There's a lot of people after WrestleMania, they start working. So maybe a Rusev, a Big E coming down to the end.
Yeah.
This could be Rusev's arrival, if you will.
I mean, if Rusev was going to make it onto WrestleMania, who would you like to see him bump noses with?
Well, right now he just keeps showing up.
Everyone.
Gosh.
He's a super. I can't say it. I don't know how he.
If you could just have Lana say whatever she says when she comes out.
Oh man, she's
Not Chinese, man. What's wrong with you?
she's got that white Asian thing down.
It's good. The Rocky IV gimmick they're going with it. I like it. It's a slow
If he
build.
dies.
But, yeah.
He dies.
Right. I mean, we got 3 weeks before Mania-ish, so
Coming down to it, yeah.
4 weeks. I mean, I don't know. I think Rusev's probably going to be in the Battle Royal as opposed to having a match.
It just makes sense, yeah.
I wish he would have a match.
Apparently Big
I've been
E's-
watching him on NXT. I'm watching him on here. I want him to make some impact, some
Are you-
literal
speaking of
physical
which,
impact.
Have you? How did you pay for the WWE Network? Because generally you pay online via credit card.
He used Phil's login information, our executive producer.
Don't tell Phil.
Actually,
Don't tell Phil.
he's
Got
in
it.
the alley with some action figures he stole from Toys R
Yeah.
Us, and he's just acting out things.
You know what?
course.
That's not bad.
I redo everything, you know?
Okay.
I try and entertain myself. I watch the network. I can do Andre and Hogan. And the whole thing. And, yeah.
The body slam when he picked him up.
All right over his head. Not really, though.
Yeah, well, Andre, wasn't really helping a whole lot with that.
Andre is like 800 pounds.
He's a big man.
Big man.
Fact. Can we talk about Jerry Lawler's shirt first?
I was gonna
Whoa,
say,
yeah.
his
Looked like he
outfit.
was attending some sort of Confederate cotillion.
Someone tweeted me, Jerry Lawler Liberace.
I
Yes.
loved it. I want one of those T-shirts.
That's
I
a-
am fancy no matter where I go now.
But I feel like that wasn't a T-shirt. That was like a 9-piece ensemble. It looked like like Lloyd Christmas and Harry Dunn would have looked at that like, oh, we need that gold one. You know what? I don't know.
It was fun. Hey, he's in Memphis, his hometown. It must obviously have
He
some
can do whatever the
significance.
hell he wants. He's
Yeah.
the king of Memphis.
Right.
Yeah, he can
Memphis,
go behind the
Tennessee.
candelabra and grab that shirt.
Damn right he can.
I wonder how long he's had that. Like, it's got to be for a special night.
He usually designs all his own stuff. I wonder if he designed that.
I don't know
You
how
wonder.
one could design that. I mean,
I don't think you so much design it as it just kind of happens in front of you.
yeah. I think he thinks it and it happens, like a secret.
Maybe it was a tuxedo. Maybe it's a real tuxedo, only the fabric's very, very thin, so that when
Yeah.
you wear it, it looks like you're wearing just a long sleeve T-shirt.
And he doesn't want to wear the pants, so he
Right.
just wears it as a top.
Yeah. Of
Oh
course.
man, I didn't actually. I forgot to look under. Like, what was he? What was the downstairs ensemble tonight?
I think just some slacks.
No
Some
pants.
business slacks,
Never
yeah.
pants.
Why do you care what?
No, just because he. What if it was a full tux? He obviously wasn't wearing gold pants, so it would have been great if he
Right,
was.
no, it was
Could've
just a
been.
t-shirt, some sort of shirt.
Oh man.
I like how the opening segments, though, are now just 20-minute commercials for the WWE Network.
Well,
That's gonna happen for a while.
For the next conceivable future, yeah.
Yeah.
I love the network, so I'm hooked. It's on all day, but it's
Yeah.
just, you got Hogan out there 20 minutes talking about all the matches he
Everyone
watches.
knows that you have a network.
Right.
Yeah.
Almost everybody has the network. What are you going to do? It's contagious.
I mean, it was the same thing with the app. We heard about that for
Still
a
going.
year after, yeah.
that
And
was-
tonight,
that
yeah,
was
we still
buggy
heard
about
about
it.
it. Re-download the app because there's some new stuff on there.
Yeah. Give it a try. I mean, hey, everything's a commercial for something else in wrestling. That's the whole purpose of you have shows to get people out. So I get it, but it's just, you got Hogan. What a sad image that was, him going, I'm home watching my matches. Like, oh, that's, you just sit
Yeah.
there all day recapturing the glory as you
I
click
mean,
through.
you got to watch your stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
You know.
Me and Beefcake.
So-
Tag team against Money Inc.
Question: when you're watching Raw on the app the next day, or however, or I guess it's not the next day, but however many days later, do you still have to watch them talk about how you should get the network?
I think
if you're
so,
watching
yeah.
it on the network.
Yeah. And you can't skip past it, I bet.
do you have to listen to all the plugs for the app on the app when you're watching Raw on the app?
That's a good point.
It's like a weird...
It's a very deep, true detective philosophy, Hobo.
Well, I mean, just think about it. It's like an infinity shot of app commercials. You're on the app, watching Raw, plug the app. Ah!
It's app inception.
It's app inception.
That's what it is. Quick sidebar here. Got to give a shout out to our man Michael Beltran at Mickey Bell. He says it's 4:30 a.m. in Gibraltar, and I'm tuned in live.
Is he on the rock?
I guess. I don't know
I
what
want
else
to know
is
whether
in.
he woke up early or stayed up late.
Or is he on vacation? I don't know. Do people vacation in Gibraltar? I have no idea.
Yeah, but
Probably.
that's some dedication out there. I love that.
That is.
Watching Raw and
Thanks.
watching us.
I would think there's better stuff to do than look at
No.
us, but thanks.
Thanks for watching.
You got Hobo on that.
Go to sleep.
That's a great shot to look at.
Go to sleep.
Oh my God, I love it. But yes, the Battle Royal, why would you not be on board with that? We're going to get to see people we would not see on WrestleMania. You know, they're pumped up about it because they get to have their WrestleMania moments. Some will be bigger than others.
Sure.
But what the hell?
Not everybody can be the grandest on the grandest stage.
Nope, not at all. And of course, Cena hits the ring and says his favorite moment was also the body slam heard around the world. And when Hulk made this match, he realized he wanted to enter himself as the first participant. But then next thing you know, we're here. Wyatt family.
That was pretty good. That was freaky.
Was it?
Do that again.
Can we talk about how John Cena just looked so giddy when he
did.
came out? Like he looked like a little kid, and it seemed genuine to just be in the same ring as Hulk
He loves
Hogan.
this business.
Yeah.
He loves
does.
it. He wasn't picked off some Muscle Beach. You know, he was a weightlifter before this, but he loves it.
Yeah.
He watched Hogan. It must be a great moment.
Well, I mean, Chris Bell, who's the guy that discovered him, tells the story of how, John Cena moved to California, dead broke, was working at Gold's Gym in Venice, was literally there from the moment it opened to the moment it closed, just worked all day, worked out, worked. And Chris Bell finally said to him, he's like, dude, you need to wrestle. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, you ever thought about wrestling? He's like, yeah, but how do I do that? And then Chris introduced him to the right people, and next thing you know. So it wasn't like he was handpicked. I mean, like from the gods. It was one of those
Well, it
things.
wasn't like they do now that some developmental guys that they're like, you're big, you're going to learn to wrestle. Okay, sure.
Doesn't
I'll
always
give that a
work.
Try. Right.
No, it does not.
Mason Ryan. But yeah, so Cena loves
Batista.
it. So very good observation, Kathy. Yeah, he
Hey.
seemed
Hey,
so happy to do that.
He's in the main event.
What a touch of nerve.
Not with me.
Good.
I'm just playing the other advocate, whatever.
Instigator. That's me. I'm the instigator.
There you go. There you go. That's
Whatever.
why the police won't let you in Simi Alley.
That's why.
You're always
Down
instigating.
the string of robberies whenever I'm around. Just coincidence.
But it's all misdemeanors, though. You
Well,
would never
sure.
dare do grand larceny.
No, never grand. Always petty.
Very petty. But Cena says, I'm sorry, Bray Wyatt gets on the microphone in his rocking chair and says, pride is the greatest sin, and as the fall of man, if you look me square in the eye, you will see a God, which is impressive. Cena then replies with, when I look at you, I don't see a God. I see a homeless dude who spent too many years wasting away in Margaritaville. You found two weird dudes, a tiki torch, and a rocking chair from Cracker Barrel. And then challenges Bray to a match at WrestleMania.
Absolutely. I love Wyatt's promos. I think we all do. What I love about them is they're so organic. They come from him. They come from his heart. And there's always good topics.
There's a point to them, and
Yes.
they're all
Absolutely.
different.
This week it was pride, and he's teaching us about pride, and there's always a point of view. That's what makes Heyman so good, and Wyatt's following that suit.
Whether or not you understand what Bray Wyatt is saying, he understands what he's saying. He
captivating.
is trying to deliver a message to you. Whether you receive it or not is completely up to you, but he believes in his own words.
Yeah, very captivating every time he gets on the mic. And I actually like, usually I hate when Cena just makes fun of whoever's talking to him, but this part was actually cool.
He's good in response to people.
Yeah.
They came out with The Rock a couple years ago. He's good. When he plays off, just kind of flows with it and goes a little bit old school Cena. It's always a good moment.
It was good. And that's the moment when the Wyatt family approached the ring and commercial break, which was a little bit weird.
Yeah.
We come back from commercial. John Cena is already in the ring, getting beat up by Erick Rowan. Of course, the Wyatt family at ringside. Hulk Hogan ringside for John Cena. Rowan pretty much manhandling him the entire time, destroying him, eventually goes to pick up Cena, puts him on his shoulders. Cena does a little bit of a counter and rolls up Rowan for a very awkward win.
Yeah, very awkward.
Very
roll-up, too.
strange. Out of nowhere, but not in the good way.
Kinda.
It was, Cena's fighting from underneath the entire match. He spends most of the match on his back. Little comebacks. All of a sudden, he does a little counter, rolls him up, and Rowan doesn't kick out.
Nope.
Yeah,
Okay.
just kind of laid there.
Maybe he got the wrong count. Maybe he heard 1, 2 when the ref was on 3, and he just kind of didn't kick.
Well,
don't
it's
know.
super Cena. Like, he has that
Yeah.
super strength that he can pin someone without
They got
doing
the-
any work
yeah.
on him.
They got the early go home, I guess.
Maybe.
Something like that, but I don't know what they're. Obviously, I'm excited to see this match at WrestleMania, Cena, Wyatt, and see what they can accomplish. Bray is a good worker in the ring. Cena can step up, and he's obviously one of the biggest on the stage at WrestleMania. So I'm glad they're giving Wyatt the chance. The story, I don't want to say the story's awkward build, but this one kind of seemed awkward, right, Hobo? I mean, we were in there kind of. what were they doing with this part of the story?
It was kind of weird. If Rowan is manhandling Cena to this degree, how is he ever going to face Bray Wyatt anywhere close to that level? And I don't like Bray Wyatt versus John Cena for the same reason that most of the people out there don't like Bray Wyatt versus John Cena. Bray's going to lose. The odds are seriously in John's favor on this one. With nothing on the line, I mean, why would Bray win?
Interference.
I hope there would be some sort of larger idea behind this.
You would think it could lead to something maybe throughout the whole rest of the year.
This is the biggest thing. I don't know. I don't want to see him lose, though.
Yeah, usually the WrestleMania ends a lot of these storylines. This one kind of started and we're going up, so to see it stretch on a SummerSlam, it definitely could.
Yep.
I don't think they'll take that chance and having Cena just lose on any level, clean or otherwise, to get Wyatt over. It's hard for me to comprehend them actually
Bray
doing
did that at the Rumble. He beat Daniel Bryan at the Rumble. But I think
the
beating
Rumble.
Cena would be...
At WrestleMania?
I think Cena. I'm sorry. I think Bray Wyatt has more to lose than Cena does. Personally, I think.
Absolutely.
I think Cena can lose the match and still be fine.
Agreed.
Because he's John Cena. He is the Rock of Gibraltar, as it were. But Bray Wyatt, if he loses a match, he can lose momentum. And everybody loves them because they keep rolling. They keep putting out good stuff. And maybe a little hitch in their step, and they're not quite the same afterward.
I feel like they still would have momentum, but one of my problems with this is I don't really, out of all the feuds that the Wyatt family has had, I've loved all of them. This one just doesn't connect for me for some reason. Like, it's not, I feel like there's less reason behind it.
I'd agree with that.
Like
it seems a little forced.
It seems like
wouldn't it be cool if we did this?
Yeah, their Daniel Bryan feud ended prematurely, or that whole storyline ended prematurely, so they just had to thrust them into something else, and they didn't fully think it through.
Yeah.
I mean, I loved the Wyatt versus Shield thing that went on. I feel like that was a little bit too short, but
yeah, again, but that's your point. It's short, and now we're into this.
I think it comes down to the fact that they can't pin down a card for WrestleMania, so they keep shuffling people around until they find something that works and sticks closer to the date, whether or not it makes sense to us.
People
to them,
keep
it's
getting
what works.
injured, and then people recover faster
Keep
than
leaving.
they think. Yeah,
Hey, man.
that too.
Yeah.
So that's why the card's still shuffling around.
Card subject to change. Card not even present until 3 weeks out.
It is kind of strange seeing Cena not in a title match.
It is, but it's refreshing.
strange.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, totally. I think we're all in agreement. We're okay with that, and we're okay with maybe the matchup, just the build and the fear of what happens to Wyatt afterwards.
And I think Cena's going to step it
fan.
up. Anytime Cena's in the ring with someone great, he steps it up. And
Absolutely.
I think they're going to put on something really special for sure. Now, what happens with Rowan and Harper? I don't know. Do they end up in the Battle Royal? Maybe.
You could possibly do that.
But how do you cancel them out in a match? Do you think maybe a cage match, up the stakes a bit?
I have a feeling we're not just going to see a basic match. I have a feeling in order to build, like you mentioned, Cathy mentioned the lack of people being into it, maybe the stipulation shows up somehow. So maybe it becomes
They've got up the stakes.
But that's what's kind of weird about tonight is Cena got the win, so he doesn't. There's no. It's like, I got you. There's no. They didn't interfere. They didn't jump the ring. They were afraid to get in the ring.
They tried, but
Right.
they wouldn't go in. I think did Bray pull him back?
I was also surprised because they've been talking about his injury so much and how they injured him a couple weeks ago. So.
But now he's
But
miraculously
now he's still
healed.
able to win. Yeah.
But that's why I think
Super
tonight
Cena.
felt a little awkward. It's a good thing. I think we're all excited to see, but it just felt a little awkward, like they don't know exactly where they're going to take it.
Well, Bray kind of made up for it with his promo later on in the show, which we'll get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, they prepare for the Wyatt attack. Of course, Hogan and Cena in the ring, and I'm just like, oh God, do not hit Hogan.
That's why they didn't run the ring. They probably got word from the back. Don't
go
touch
in.
the old man. Okay, well, never mind then.
The most he can do, he's going to punch you in the face. That's it.
Yeah.
Bam!
And you will go down. Matter of fact, let him point at you and go down. That's it. All right, so Cena and Hogan hug it out, and then they pose, and of course the Memphis crowd cheering like crazy for Hulk Hogan's posing, and then half of them boo as soon as Cena starts posing in classic Cena fashion. We find out Sheamus versus Christian tonight. The WWE Universe is allowed to vote for either a Falls Count Anywhere, a 2 out of 3 Falls match, or a Memphis Street Fight. Wonder which one that's going to be.
The commentators even said that they wanted Memphis Street Fight. They were like, oh, do Memphis, vote for Memphis. Can you do that?
Sure they can.
I mean,
Why not?
Sure.
Sure.
They bought all the fake guitars and
Oh my
stuff. They
God.
gotta use it or it goes bad like a banana.
Look, you're covering 3 hours of live television. You don't know what's going to come out of your mouth. You just got to go with it. You know?
It's kind of like a date with me.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Is that food or words or both?
Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, real surprises.
Either way, it ends up
You get-
messy. What?
What comes out of his mouth? He said words or what?
Words are
I
food.
said
He said
sometimes I don't know.
Yeah.
So anyways,
Straight even to him.
the authority that hits
Win
the
a day
ramp.
with Ken Napzok.
We're not doing that
Yeah,
again.
tweet us that. Anyone interested, tweet us. We'll give Ken Napzok's hand away
In marriage.
to a lovely human being. Doesn't matter which kind.
We're in California. It doesn't really matter anymore.
Exactly.
True.
So the authority hits the ramp. Stephanie wants Daniel Bryan to apologize for the vicious attack on her husband last week, that little bop upside the head. And he said, Daniel Bryan has a nice little B-plus niche, but Triple H is above Daniel Bryan in every single way, and they enjoy saying that.
I love how aggressive Stephanie's been the last
She's
couple
just
weeks. She's
ridiculous.
been on fire.
Yeah.
And I mean, later when she was talking, it's just crazy.
When she spoke tonight, it sounded like propaganda. Like
She
it was
leading the
it was
masses.
this. She was wearing this false face, and her voice was
They're
fake. And it was
dictators, though.
It,
Like,
it
that's what
really,
it
it's
is,
like it's
yeah.
propaganda, and
They're
all
trying
of us
to
are
brainwash, yeah.
we are all just citizens in the universe, and they are above us, dictating down to us.
It sounded like you actually had those voices in your head, Hobo.
I am not Randy Orton, though I do have aspirations of gold.
Or a trophy in the shape of Andre the Giant.
Well, he is.
Filled with chocolate.
You do have a hell of a championship sitting there in front of you.
Ew.
Bucks
This
got
is
championship.
actually prized more in some areas than the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
What areas would those be?
Well, the railways of the United States. I mean, this has been around longer than that has.
Okay.
So you gotta, it's time's a huge factor.
It's
This
kinda
thing appreciates with age.
And the thing about that title is it's kind of like the hardcore title. Falls literally count anywhere, anytime.
Yes, including on steel. I've pinned a number of people on steel. I do what I can to hold on to my belt.
What if they're
food
passed out?
shelters.
Yeah, if they're passed out in a drunken stupor. Anything goes.
If they challenge me, I don't lose this very often. On occasion, I'll lose it in a fight once in a while, but I'll find the guy and I'll get it back.
There you go.
Anyway.
All right, our first match of the night, we have Rybaxel versus the Usos, the New Age Outlaws on commentary. It's as simple as this. The Usos are at the top of their game. Innovative, athletic, entertaining stuff every single time in the ring. Of course, the Road Dogg was hilarious on the mic, dealing with Cole and JBL. But yeah, the Usos, every time out, man. Every time.
The fans seem to be really happy for them.
Yeah.
People seem to really like them. I mean, that's great. And this isn't just a token championship win. People are behind them. They're doing some amazing things in the ring. I love the fly out of the ring, tag it combo. They're having fun. They look to enjoy themselves in the ring, and they obviously have athletic ability.
Damn.
One of them who appears on True Divas, I enjoy him on there more than I ever have on Raw or something.
Total Divas.
Total Divas. True Divas, Total Divas. Sorry. I'll set the DVR again.
Maybe that's why you can't find it.
True Divas is
why I
actually the
missed it.
True Detective spinoff for season 2.
Yes.
It's very dark, just a heads up.
It's JoJo and Eva Marie.
all right,
Could you
all right.
imagine?
All right.
Oh, man. All right.
Time is a circle.
Bella Twins. All right.
Now, look, girls, something went down in the city. All right? And we got to solve this crime within 9 episodes, all right? Let's get to it. All right. You were saying, Ken?
We got a
I wasn't saying
suspect.
anything at that point.
Oh.
Where the heck does Ryback go from here? Does he go anywhere from here?
Well, he says he's in
enhancement
the-
talent.
He's
says he-
anywhere to go. He's at the bottom. He's at the very bottom.
He says he's in the Battle Royal, and he's going to be the greatest
Sure.
big guy of all time.
Sure, and hey, if you're on TV every week, you are somewhere. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Just from where he was and where he is now. I just wonder if that character's salvageable at all.
What makes you wonder if a lot of that was his own doing?
Yeah, I mean that's what.
Who knows?
I don't know.
Politics,
That-
backstage heat. I don't know.
He's an extreme personality. We just know that. We've had eyes on him for a good chunk of his career. I mean, he's not a stranger to WWE. He's been in and out of the company for a long time, and
Skip Sheffield.
right, we've got stories about how extreme he can be at times, and I think he's shown it on Twitter, whether or not that's real or not.
I think he's hilarious. His videos are funny. His tweets are funny.
Yeah.
If they let that character, break away from Axel and just become almost a bully thing again, just the sarcastic bully who's completely full of himself, that's entertaining to me. I think that's funny. Big guy.
I certainly don't think it's a loss. I think I watch him in this squash tag match essentially, and you kind of feel for him a little bit. But like I said, if you're on TV every week, you're still winning. You're still there.
He's got a job.
So yeah, exactly. I just wonder watching him. Axel too, but more Ryback. They put so much into him.
Axel had a solid full body flip on a.
Oh yeah, he's got skills too.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not new to this. What I think Ryback needs is to take the brakes off, take the controls, and put the plane into a nosedive and turn into the new Ultimate Warrior. He is that extreme. I think he should just explode, be insane, be the thing.
What the hell was that?
I think there was like an explosion in reverse. What was that?
There's someone putting the fuel in the rocket ship.
I think that's what it was.
That's what I think he needs. He needs to just lose it. Go absolutely ape crazy. Talk nonsense. Just be big and crazy. That's what we need. It's what we want.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
Go big or go home. I agree with it.
absolutely.
A little bit
big
of
guy
Warrior, a
going
little bit of Snuka at the end towards WrestleMania 6-7, where Snuka was doing. He was just crazy and off the edge. Well, I like that.
Which that wasn't very far from the truth.
No, that's
Well,
Judging
hey,
by what Snuka's might be.
cocaine's a hell of a drug.
That it is. All right. Kane backstage with the Shield. He says he wants to see if the Shield are still valuable assets or if they are, quote, disposable. So tonight they're going to take on the Rhodes brothers. That's when Seth Rollins steps up and he says, hold on, if you're trying to deflect the attention of you being pinned by Daniel Bryan multiple times, we think you are. And Ambrose says that we'll exorcise the, quote, demon tonight. And then Roman Reigns says they'll destroy any demon that gets in their way, staring old Kaney in the eyes. We liked it.
Pacing in that segment was a little off, but I like the Shield, and I like that they alternate. All three of them kind of get a moment in the sun. I like that Rollins is now the architect of the Shield.
Rollins is stepping it up, and I'm glad.
They're the next generation. Like those three. I mean, the Wyatts as well, but those three especially. Like, I feel like all of them, when they split apart, because it's inevitable.
Yeah.
They will all have very good long careers.
And the split that's coming, what I love about it is it's still kind of unpredictable. It ebbs and flows every week. They're
I think that
stretching
it's going
it
to
out.
happen every single week, and then it doesn't.
Which I like, because a lot of times we complain about the Fed rushing a lot of these splits, but they're having fun with this one, and they're coming back. And I like this week they kind of came back strong.
And what's going to be cool is when they finally do separate, down the road, we're going to have those moments where, like, one will run into another backstage. They'll have one of those, like, what's up, bro? Like moments that we've seen with like former tag teams, whether it's DX or
Austin Rock. Even one of the anniversary shows, they had that moment. One of my favorite signs tonight, and maybe you can appreciate it. Someone had a sign that said, "We miss Ambrose's hairy chest." That was in the crowd front row.
Real men are coming back in a big way. People love watching guys that just exude this sort of testosterone, which is hair. Hair is testosterone. Let loose.
If that's the case, then you are overflowing with it.
You're darn right I am.
Kathy still likes Brad Maddox. Leave it alone.
Whatever you like 'em waxed, that's fine. But did you see Kane's shirt and tie combination tonight?
I did.
Old school Undertaker colors. The purple tie with the gray shirt, black jacket.
Do you think that was on purpose?
Oh, it had to be. I liked it though. Wonder what it means. Could mean nothing. Could mean everything.
Destruction.
It was solid.
Yeah.
Could just be because that was what was dry cleaned that day.
Could be,
So.
That is a weird coincidence. I'm just gonna dress like my brother today because I got nothing left.
Why not pull out the old closet in the house that burned down? Pull out those clothes.
Yeah, you're going back to 97 there, buddy.
Yes, I am. I like that segment a lot. Like you said, the Shield, I mean, they're gold. I mean, the way Ambrose, kind of ran his mouth to Kane, then, of course, Rollins stepped it up, then Reigns got right in his face, all intimidating. It was fantastic. Big E versus Jack Swagger. This match actually finished, which is rare for a Big E Real American match. Swagger in control early, but eventually Big E gets him with the roll-up. No distraction from Zeb, nothing from Cesaro. But after the match, this is when it gets really entertaining. The Real Americans start fighting and squabbling on the outside. Zeb scolds them both.
Zeb was so good during this.
Oh, it was great.
Hilarious.
Just throws off the fisherman jacket.
Now that WWE has a network, I think we need to make this into a sitcom. They all live in the same house. And then they get into trouble trying to take over the world and kick out brown people.
Called We the People. Sold.
Yes, absolutely. Make it happen.
Call it My Two Americans.
Yes. There you
Do
go.
Cesaro and Swagger have like those beds, that look, or they line up right next
Bunk
to each other?
beds. They need bunk beds.
You need bunk
Come
beds.
on.
You need bunk beds for sure.
They fight over who gets which one.
Yeah.
This another split that's coming. We know the real American split is coming.
Yeah.
They seem to be biding their time, maybe waiting to after WrestleMania.
Because they're great
But
doing
they are
this.
getting some great moments from this. And Zeb, Dutch Mantel, is just having a lot of fun. Personalities coming out. I love watching it. It's fun. It's entertaining.
And even Swagger, good on him for really, he's gotten so much better as a character with Zeb, who's got so many years of experience, and Cesaro, who was just crushing it in the indies for so many years. I mean, when they're going back and forth, and then Zeb's like, shake the hand, now shake hands, shake hands. Like he's like, I'm sick of this, taking off his tie. And then they shake hands, and of course Cesaro gives him the strongman handshake, and his Swagger's just like kind of going down.
Give back my hand.
He sold that handshake too. Swagger had veins coming out of his neck. Like,
Let it go.
Great comedy.
It's fun. It's entertaining.
And
Good
Zeb,
moments.
just the way he stands, he's so much shorter than them.
Yeah.
His pants are pulled up like he's fly fishing.
He's got that lower lap gut that's just kind of all out there to see. Yeah.
So damn
It's fun.
good.
And then when he shakes his head, his mustache vibrates.
Yeah.
I love it.
One of the announcers like, I think Zeb's gonna have a stroke. We were all thinking the same thing.
Like, I don't want the split to happen just so I can make sure that Zeb's there every week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Zeb's.
Yeah,
He's not going
he has
anywhere.
to stay with
Somebody's
Swagger.
got to move into Cesaro's place and keep Real Americans going because I
Well,
think they're selling merch. Baby.
Originally, it was supposed to be Leo Kruger because
I
Cesaro
remember.
invited
I
Leo
remember.
Kruger on NXT, but now Leo Kruger is
Adam
Adam
Rose.
Rose. So I don't think that invite is
I missed
extended anymore.
NXT last week.
Oh
so I
my
didn't see-
gosh,
I'm gonna
it was
watch.
pretty
Amazing
awesome.
entrance.
I'm gonna watch tonight. I
Yeah.
had no time all weekend to check it
Yeah.
out. But so wait, what was? I like Leo Kruger. What was wrong with him?
Leo Kruger.
It didn't work.
He
It wasn't 100%.
Leo Kruger. He could not become the full embodiment of everything that idea was.
Okay.
So
From
it
what
was.
I heard, Vince just didn't like the gimmick.
I couldn't figure out what the gimmick was. It was like an
Alligator hunter, I think.
Yeah, it was like
Right.
Skinner in the
Yeah.
year 2014.
Skinner,
It just didn't.
Skinner from South Africa.
Yeah, exactly.
But he wouldn't be the hunter. You know, he
Yeah.
kept trying to be kind of kooky and off balance. No, man, you got to be cold blooded when you're working a gimmick like
So
that.
what
Absolutely
is
cold.
Adam Rose all about then?
He is like a Russell Brand kind of rock star.
So, okay, he's like
from
the,
Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
The godfather of partying. He has this wild entourage that comes out with him to the ring full of every kind of character you can imagine.
He has a hoe train.
But it's not women.
It's like 30
It's like
people.
people
It's
in,
dudes.
It's people in like black costumes and chicken suits and
It's
wild.
everyone
It's
roster.
wild.
But
It's
anyways, it's a
amazing.
Let's get back to Raw.
I know. Okay.
just-
I will watch
If you
NXT
wanna-
tonight.
If you want to watch NXT, watch the NXT After Show.
We'll be on Thursday.
There you go. See, I know how to plug things too. I just plugged NXT for you. That's how you do it. So yeah, I think you're right. I don't know if they're gonna face each other at WrestleMania, but I'll be damned. Zeb, he's just so good. And I'm so glad that they brought it. I mean, a lot of new fans don't realize, he's Dutch Mantel for so many years. He's written 2
Dirty
books.
Dutch, yeah.
But
Way back.
Way back.
That guy's got some stories and some accomplishments and,
Oh,
and a lot
yeah.
of booking and a lot of running things and knowing how to do it.
Sure does. Sure does. He actually gave Stone Cold a lot of his early, advice and stuff like that.
They were
back in the
road
day,
buddies.
so- They were road buddies. But yeah, those guys are fun, man. Just watching Zeb lose his ass was just great. He was going crazy. Next, Undertaker. Simple as that. Hits the ring. Before he even gets a word out, Paul Heyman appears on the ramp and says, nobody has ever been able to put a winning streak together at WrestleMania. Stone Cold was only 4 times in a row. John Cena, 4 times in a row. Shawn Michaels, 2, Mr. WrestleMania. Triple H and Hulk Hogan, only 3. But Undertaker, 21 in a row, 21-0. Brock Lesnar will crash that fantasy of 22-0.
I loved it, and it's redundant to say. It's almost not necessary to say Heyman's good on promos. We get it, but Hobo,
Right.
when you're talking smack on your opponent, one of the things you want to get across in building a match and promoting this, you don't want to talk down to the guy you're going to wrestle.
No.
Never.
Because what's the victory worth?
And that's kind of my problem with Cena sometimes. I feel like he buries. He's clever at coming back with stuff, but like I feel like he buried Mark Henry last year, for example, when it
It's
wasn't
Triple
necessary.
H at the height of the game 10 years ago. Heyman does it so well, and this week the streak sells itself. But Heyman brought a new level to it. The statistics were awesome. It actually, as a fan, I'm sitting there going, "Wow, yeah, those guys only had 3 or 4 in a row. Wow, that means something."
I didn't even. Yeah, I had no idea.
And then the twist to me, and I want to get your opinion on this promo, Hobo, is the twist was him I've asked Lesnar, I'm asking you, Undertaker, please don't do this. Don't ruin your legacy by losing to my guy.
It's brilliant. It's completely brilliant because he doesn't call him a legend. He calls him a deity. He calls him a god amongst men, calling this streak the greatest streak in sports, period. Is it really? I never thought of it that way. It might actually be the greatest streak in sports.
It's the longest, I would think.
I cannot see it ever happening again.
Right. No. So, I mean, it's... For Brock Lesnar to beat The Undertaker now, he really would be beating a god. Which makes you wonder, is it possible? Would you... But
a god or a demon?
No, he's a god. He's a dark god, you know? It's just like Greek mythology. Everyone was a god. Even the man downstairs, he was still a god. He was just down there.
You're a well-read hobo.
I am. What do you think I have to do all day, man? I just sit, drink, read, have a good time, work out a lot.
And anyone who's down for grappling.
That's right. Ooh, get handsy.
I actually say that during your matches. I said, you know, the good thing about Hobo living off the grid is he has nothing to worry about but wrestling.
That's right. No car, no rent. I show up on time generally, and I'm not the cleanest in the world, but hey, I'm reliable.
You're not paying taxes.
That's right. Don't tell them that. This is tax season.
So Undertaker then gets on the mic and he says, since you seem to be Brock Lesnar's messenger boy, take this back to him. The fear of death is far greater than the death itself. But the fear of the unknown is the greatest fear of all. If he shows up at WrestleMania 30, he will, all of us together, rest in peace. You could hear Cathy's very deep voice during that, especially.
Raspy.
Just that raspy, just...
3 packs a day.
Yeah, that 1930s, you know, lounge singing voice Cathy Kelley has. She's wonderful.
Are you guys excited for Taker Lesnar? This has been in the making since that altercation at the UFC fight. You know?
Right. Here's the thing is, though, they can't mention that.
No, they can't, but it's as fans, it's been building. We're all fans here, so is it working? Are you excited? I am. I'll go on that record.
I feel like they have been mentioning more real-life situations now,
Yeah, but they're not going to mention Undertaker hanging out at a UFC event.
No, and I get that they won't, but again, are you excited? Has the build been what we wanted?
I feel like it came out of kind of nowhere. You know, when Brock Lesnar's like, Paul Heyman's like, yeah, we will not accept this open challenge to whoever. All of a sudden, because usually the last number of years, hasn't it been someone challenging The Undertaker?
Yep, Punk, same thing, yeah.
Now this is a little bit different,
yeah.
Which I think is cool. I mean, it's hard to build. It's hard to be a rival with a guy who is not there all year. So I guess I get that.
There's no other real way to do it.
I guess you could say neither of them have been there, so the feud sort of is just sort of an easy one. Neither of them are on TV, so you just kind of go, boom, you're together.
People are just going to like the match. They're not necessarily invested in the story.
If anybody remembers their old feud, I mean, the old one was great. I don't expect anything less than that. And it's a different Undertaker, too. Yeah. That was during his Dead Man days, his biker days.
The biker, the Limp Bizkit theme song.
What? Everybody listened.
We'd all like
don't be ashamed. Everybody listened.
No, they had a hell of a run.
Right. So I'm expecting nothing less from that, except minus the blood. There was a lot of blood.
Back then, yeah.
It makes you... If there's one match that would elicit blood, though, I think it would be... I think this is going to be a total slugfest. We're not going to be scoring on points in this one.
Yeah. Hopefully no 5-star or with the reverse...
with
Lesnar about broke his neck against Angle.
It was a shooting star. Tried the shooting star and landed on his dome. And
that was frightening.
Yeah. You're right. There's going to be a lot of these are older guys now thugging it out and
it's going to have to
slugging it out.
Stairs will be involved. Yeah. I mean, and maybe... We were wondering up until tonight will this be the main event of WrestleMania? Now, by the circumstance that happened tonight on Raw, clearly it's not going to be the final match. But I would think you got to put that maybe second last.
Maybe, or
you can't.
You got to put something in the middle.
Absolutely, you can't go just those two in a row. The crowd will be wiped out at the end of the first one. So you got to have a little
Rock Hogan stole the show, and you had Jericho and Trips going on afterward, and it was like no one remembers that, you know.
Yeah. Maybe the Battle Royal in between. I don't know.
This guy knows how to set up a card for
He
a
does.
wrestling show. So.
You just put Hobo on it, and that's it.
Yeah, usually
Absolutely,
they do.
straight to the top.
Yeah. Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I think everyone's cool with Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker. It's a match we've never seen before on WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania. So,
Yeah.
and who else, honestly, who else would Undertaker have faced?
I would have liked to see somebody younger. I would like to see somebody else sort of get built from this.
That's a good point.
I mean, a lot of these older guys, where do they have to go? It's a match with The Undertaker. It's prestigious.
But let's not forget, maybe this spot next year could be used for someone like a Roman Reigns or
To beat the Streak.
Is there a next year?
a Bray Wyatt. What do you mean?
Is this Undertaker's last
I mean, it's WrestleMania
match?
30.
Is there a
Been
next
24 years of him
year?
going on.
Then he ends at 22. I was thinking he would end at 25.
I think he's going to squeeze a couple more out, but
He took so long to get ready this year. I really doubt we're going to be seeing this again.
Well, it makes I don't know what his regular training regimen is. I don't know how his body's holding up. I don't know what he
Badly,
does.
I
to
hear
stay in shape.
badly. He can't get there. He's having a harder and harder time every year reaching the physical just preparedness for a battle at WrestleMania.
Could imagine. I wonder if he's tried like DDP yoga. Like in all seriousness, it could probably help.
might be the next step. Yeah. Yeah.
Ah, it would be a shame to see it end, but yeah,
Yeah.
could be the
Well,
last one. Because I mean, everyone's waiting for eventually maybe Undertaker Cena.
Yeah. There's been talks of that.
I don't want to see that.
I don't want to see that. Roman Reigns
I feel
Undertaker
like a lot
would
of
be
fans
good.
would get pissed
next
off
week.
at that too.
Yeah.
Well,
Scare the hell out of me.
Yeah.
I don't want to see the streak end.
No, me
Every
neither.
year, that's the one that makes me stand up and scream at whatever viewing device I'm
become a
looking at.
kid.
I do. I do not want to see this end under any circumstances. If you shoot him with a gun, he should still get up.
well,
He's dead already.
Brian
Exactly.
Brian Pillman's not going to be at WrestleMania, so
Damn it.
there's not going to be any gun involved. That's a long away reference, Kathy. Don't worry about that.
Him or Kurt Cobain, I guess. Yeah.
Well, or actually, many people believe Courtney Love, actually. So, conspiracy theory.
Maybe she'll be in Brock Lesnar's corner. That's how he'll win.
The more you know.
The more you know.
The Rhodes Brothers, Cody and Goldust taking on the Shield, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Of course, JBL poking fun at Ambrose's lack of title defenses. He's had the title, U.S. title, since May.
You forget. It's almost like it's just a belt holding
It's
up his
almost
pants.
it's almost a full year.
Yeah.
Wow.
That title has a lot of lineage in the past, not so much in the WWE, but it's kind of a shame it's being wasted. I wouldn't mind seeing a unification, but
If anyone's watching, tell us look up how many title defenses Ambrose has actually had since he won. I don't know if there's a way to find that out.
I mean, you look at these long-holding champions. I mean, how often did they defend their belts during the course of whatever? I mean,
back in
Wasn't
our
they-
back in the old days.
Good point.
They just used to do it on pay-per-views, right?
Something
Well,
like that.
I mean, they would do
shows.
it throughout, the house shows
House
and
shows,
everything, but
yeah,
of course
but-
you wouldn't really
Right.
necessarily see it.
Yeah.
Maybe on Challenge, maybe on Superstars.
Certainly
but
a
not
different
really.
time, but yeah, good point that on TV you didn't see him defended as much, but
Maybe it's TV that's really messing things up because you actually are keeping track. It used to be that you couldn't keep track of who was holding a title as long or how many defenses they had, but now
Yeah.
everything's written down real nice and taken note and all that.
And they have so much more programming than they used to because they have Raw, they have SmackDown, they have Main Event, they have Superstars, and then they have the app where they're still doing more stuff, the pre-shows, they have everything. So
So people are complaining about title defenses. Maybe this is just a little old school. Maybe it's too old school for nowadays.
But here's the question. I mean, WrestleMania is coming up. If there's one time to defend the U.S. title and to make it mean something, it would be it. The question is, maybe they don't feel like they have anyone to step up and take it. I think that's ridiculous. There's plenty of guys that could. The question
Big
is
E's
choosing
not
the
even
right one.
defending now, as far as we
Yeah.
know. He's
But-
in the 30-man.
I mean, that's been the trend, but I'm less upset if, an Ambrose holds a title and doesn't defend it over when Axel had a
Right.
title and
That
didn't defend it.
goes
And
without
that was
saying.
just, fans were joking about how he should, but
We all were.
I don't know.
for years we wanted the titles to mean something and have longer reigns. Fans, there was a time in the late 90s and early 2000s where the titles changed every week and it lost a lot of meaning. Now we're kind of getting what we wanted. It's long and
Right.
The grass
now
is
we're
always
arguing.
greener.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not complaining about the lack of title defenses at all. I'm just making light of the fact that JBL was. I would still like to see a match because if there's anyone that can make the title mean something, it is Ambrose.
Yeah.
The question is, who can step up and really create a rivalry with him for that belt.
It's really hard for him to have a feud with someone when he's also part of the Shield and having the Shield feud with people. So
Yes.
He can only really have a feud in a post-Shield world. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know quite what form he will take at that time, but I don't see him losing it until after the breakup.
yeah. We haven't seen much of Cody and Goldust
No, we haven't.
recently, so it was kind of nice to see them back.
And we initially thought it would be brother versus brother at WrestleMania, but now that doesn't
think
seem
that's gonna
apparent.
They never
either.
do that. They never do.
Yeah. And I love that Seth Rollins, man, is producing a string of memorable spots on TV the last month and pay-per-views,
Boy,
too.
is he.
I mean, tonight, just that little thing where he does a little flip, just little things where you're like, wow, look at that. That's something I haven't seen before.
Last week when he was landing on his feet
Yeah.
every single time.
Yes.
Crazy.
And he's doing all this in work boots with a tactical vest
That's
on.
that's the question. I mean, footwear to me, I think would mean a lot in the ring. Are those boots deceptive with how well you can move in them?
They look like military issue. They probably are. You can get them at darn near any athletic store. They're probably a lighter material than they actually look.
I would hope so, because I mean, you look at what they're doing, especially Seth Rollins. You got to make sure you're landing on something safe.
Yeah.
Because the way he does, you could pop an Achilles easy with the stuff he's doing.
And
So you
Reigns, too. I mean, he's getting aerial, too. But I'm impressed constantly at the skill those guys have.
Unbelievable.
And what they're pulling off. And
Rollins has a really serious gymnastics regimen. I had
Yeah.
somebody who trained with him when he was in Florida, and but he keeps track of what he's doing. He doesn't do anything by mistake out there. It's all sure-footed. He is 100% confident in everything he does because he tries it out ahead of time.
Yeah, and it was a great match because Cody and Goldust have been doing kind of the same thing.
Cody had a great moonsault off the rope,
Yeah.
a great moonsault, a great cross body from Goldust. I mean,
In chat roll, Matt Hendricks says that he thinks the U.S. title should be up for grabs. Ambrose versus Rollins versus Reigns at Mania. I know
that's
Dale
interesting.
would love a triple threat.
be wild.
And then I am Weasel in chat says Ambrose should feud with Rusev. He would like to see that happen. So.
okay.
That should be a different kind of dynamic. I always thought Rusev versus Big E would be kind of cool because they're similar body types.
Yeah.
It'd make it for some interesting match.
Sure.
I mean, both of them can move for big guys, so that would be something to watch.
We have a tweet from Megan Travis at Red Sandman 99 says Dean has had 9 title defenses. So we'll just take her word for it.
Okay.
Boom.
Still.
And how
Like,
long exactly?
in almost a year now.
In almost a year.
Wow,
That's not that bad. Whatever.
I don't care.
But this match, I mean, anytime you you're right. Anytime you put these 4 in a ring, it's going to be gold, and it was.
It's good, fun to watch.
Big flurry at the end. Cody and Rollins run into each other. Reigns spears Goldie, gets him out of the ring. Cody throws Reigns over, goes for crossroads. Rollins counters and gets that. I don't even know what he calls that move. That boot stomp.
It's a curb stomp.
It is. That's like American History X style. That thing looks painful.
Yeah,
Looks great too.
that's a finisher.
And he
That'll
got the
finish you because you eat Matt. That's
Yeah.
that's the finisher.
You eat Matt.
Yeah,
Have you ever had one of those done to you?
absolutely.
Because it looks. I mean, your
In
teeth
the
are.
ring, though?
Yeah. Yeah. No, if I had one outside, I wouldn't be talking to you. I think I'd be missing my head.
Well, you are missing some teeth.
That's all right.
Okay.
But
That's just gingivitis.
that's aggressive gingivitis is what the doctors call it.
Aggressive.
Aggressive.
Could I have a new seat?
Your
I don't think it's
not
contagious. You
contagious.
want to make out?
your gums had their heyday during the Attitude Era, and very aggressive.
Much like most of the roster back then.
That's true.
Yeah.
They-
My teeth have held up just as well.
Your gums were on the plane ride from hell, that's for sure. All right, moving on. So that's a great idea. The triple threat for the U.S. title. Who knows? Because we don't actually have a match for the Shield yet at
Not yet,
WrestleMania.
no.
Yeah. Because they keep this roller coaster going. We don't know where it's going.
Well, that's the thing with the network now. You can actually they don't have to set stuff up as far in advance because everyone's bought the network. You already get WrestleMania, so it could be a good and a bad thing. The good thing is they can give surprises at pay-per-views now because they're not going to change their buy rate necessarily.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also you can create the matches. You can let it build a little bit more prior to the match.
I was talking to someone and they mentioned that the reason why they think matches have been announced so close to pay-per-views recently, if you guys have noticed that, is because of social media. And they don't need to promote these pay-per-views as much because people are kind of doing it for them.
Hashtagging it.
Yeah.
Possible.
Makes sense.
And
Yes.
We're in a new
WWE
world,
is
Hobo.
just the,
Well, we
they're
all-
trending worldwide pretty much every single day. So.
Every day. It's just amazing. We also run the risk of the fact that everyone bought the network. They could also say, whatever, everyone's got it anyway. But you would like to think that they're going more towards the...
Yeah.
You're only locked in for 6 months.
They're listening to the fans whether or not they want you to believe that or not. They like the yes movement.
Oh, yeah. They're just really... Oh, of course they do. Man,
They're dangling that carrot, boy, but it looks way far away.
Yeah.
Got a little closer tonight, though.
It did.
Yep.
and that merch is getting pushed.
Push.
That Yes T-shirt,
Oh.
I mean, I don't know if it's the top seller they have right now, but damn it. It's selling.
It's
And he's
gotta
been
be
changing
close.
shirts a lot recently, so...
That new one's fantastic.
Now they got the towel. People buying the rally towel.
I might get one for New Orleans. I'll be there. I'll get something.
You really going?
Yeah.
Take me with you.
Can you fit in an overhead compartment?
He only needs to stay in a
You
box.
try.
All right. That's true.
He can hitchhike there.
Actually, you on Bourbon Street, I would pay to videotape. That'd be amazing.
I would be the king.
I got
Are
a
you
bad
kidding me?
feeling about this.
No, never
right.
a bad feeling.
Moving on, AJ Lee and Tamina taking on the Bellas, Natalia on commentary. Great match. It was. They really brought it. I thought.
It was weirdly solid.
Right. That's what I'm
was-
saying. They brought it.
Y'all were going to the bathroom.
I watched it.
I did too.
I mean, I thought
Kathy's
that...
dressed like the Bellas were tonight.
Kinda. She got the blue going
I'm
on.
dressed more like Renee, apparently.
Yeah.
I think we're wearing the same
yeah.
dress.
Same
Yeah.
dress.
Either
But
way.
yeah, I mean, we've talked about this every single week. The Bellas have looked so much better, and I feel like Nikki especially just so good recently.
Hey, and they need to be because there's a crop of females coming up from NXT that know how to work, and I'm looking forward to seeing that division kind of build.
That's something that lights a fire under your butt is people maybe being there to take your job.
People nipping at your heels will
Yeah.
make you run a
Get
hell of a
better.
lot faster.
Yeah. That is very true. Nikki with the cool finisher on AJ. She pins her down, holds the title up in the air, stares down Natalia, who then hops up in the apron. We don't have a
That
Divas
doesn't
match
make
for.
a lot of sense.
Yeah,
What-
that
what's
didn't
it?
make sense at all.
Well, okay,
girls
so
that don't have the
AJ's
title.
down, and then the Bellas are holding the belt, and
Yeah.
then Natty's looking at them, and they don't really have the belt.
Nope.
So I'm
But AJ's
lost.
sleeping, so
So,
what's she gonna do there?
pin her. Sleep, pin her.
She already did.
Yeah.
Right, she already won the
Well,
match.
Natty could. I don't know.
Right.
Where are we going?
Well, there's no
that's the
Divas
real
match set for
question.
WrestleMania. That's my point.
So what
is
possible
obviously
Divas match could we have here?
beats the holy heck out of me.
Right.
Because they pull the one last year, or the one that the Funkadactyls were supposed to be in, and whoever else?
With the
I think WrestleMania 30, you have to have a Divas match because
Because of Total Divas, or
Well,
because
not
the
just-
division is good?
not just Total Divas, just because the history of wrestling. It's WrestleMania 30.
Yeah.
I mean, it's paying homage to Wendy Richter and all the former female wrestlers throughout the years. If you don't have a female match in WrestleMania 30, I think that's
And with Lita going into the Hall of Fame.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
gotta have a Divas. There's something that's I think that's wrong if they don't.
But they're not building it. There's nothing happening. There's no nothing. I don't know. They got to do something.
They got a couple weeks.
Right, but
Well, I think AJ. I mean,
She'll defend her title.
she hasn't been doing
Oh.
too much lately. I mean, she's been on TV occasionally, but
right. And then Tamina. Originally, I thought we were going to see AJ versus Tamina for the title.
Well, I think it was supposed to be Naomi versus AJ, and she got injured, so
Well,
they
so
couldn't
we
really
got
move
the
that
match
forward.
we got at the last pay-per-view, which was atrocious.
yeah.
And,
well, Cameron's not ready for
Cameron,
that.
yeah.
Right. So we got that instead, and now we don't seem to be going in any particular direction.
I think tonight they were trying to set something up. We just don't know what the hell it is. But we're getting there.
Question is, do they?
Well, they might not.
They have a little bit of time to figure it out.
I mean, Total,
Very little bit.
Fast approaching.
Total Divas begins, what, this Sunday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe it
So-
was set
Yeah,
up
they were
on Total
plugging
Divas.
that at ringside.
Very possible that could actually help set up the match at WrestleMania, whatever that may be. Next, we have LL Cool J licking his lips, and Chris O'Donnell. He was there, too. That's about all we got for that.
Yeah.
That's all we really need.
Fast forward through it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still,
Kicking down doors and doing things in the name of America. you
yep.
know? Yep.
In Los Angeles.
Yep.
NCIS, right? Los Angeles.
NCIS LA.
That's the show. Boom. On USA. Characters welcome. All right. Next, Daniel Bryan hits the ring. I mean, I don't even know how to recap this segment because it was one of the greatest segments we've seen in quite a long time.
You can only really see it to truly understand its
power.
overwhelming power.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's what I find interesting about it. It's quite possible. We all know the Occupy Raw hashtag started, and that was seemingly organic by the fans related to CM Punk. WWE said, hey, that was a good idea. Let's play on that since that's a hashtag that's going around.
They're trying to hijack it.
Let's try to own it. Yeah.
They did a
hijack
damn good
Raw
job.
Or whatever it was. Yeah.
Because it's had a whole new meaning now.
Yeah. And now they
Yes.
own it. Just like they tried to own it last week with Heyman coming out and owning the Punk not being their thing. This week they tried to own it, and it worked out quite well.
And we've
yeah.
talked for weeks. We had the idea, well, hey, what if, WrestleMania can really step it up to that next level if Daniel Bryan beats Triple H and then gets inserted into the championship match. This was the perfect venue for it, and that's exactly what happened. Daniel Bryan came out and said, do you want an apology? Well, I don't got 2 words for you. I just have one. No. I was hoping we'd all do it together.
No, because we don't want to hit the mics like
Yeah.
you did.
You break it, you buy it.
Right.
You can write a check to Maria.
My elbow got in the way.
I think your brain got in the way.
You think I have a big brain?
Yes, you have a big old brain.
Thanks, buddy.
Big,
head,
smooth
baby.
brain.
That's right. Stop staring at my brain. My eyes are down here. Okay. He says the Yes Movement's in full effect, and tonight we are going to occupy Raw. I'm not going to leave this ring until I get my match with Triple H. That's when fans start to pour in the ring wearing the Yes t-shirts. Then they cut to commercial. We come back from commercial. Not only is
Before commercial, it wasn't that impressive.
Right.
And then
Like
after
maybe a
commercial,
dozen people, and then the floodgates open.
everyone.
It is literally occupied.
Yeah, just the entire ring, all outside the ring, just full of people with the Yes t-shirts. The Authority hits the ramp looking none too pleased. Triple H basically calls them all losers and then calls security, which these 2 guys who look like the Basham brothers' uncles come out to the ring like they're going to do anything. Those are 2 security guys. It was so
And
comical.
we just kind of walk up and go, no, I don't know, boss.
I'm dressed nice. I don't want to do this.
Come on.
They start yelling at him, but they're like, nah, we turn around and say no. Steph says, power can go to your head. Daniel Bryan is the wrong horse to
It's a funny
back.
quote from a McMahon.
Yeah, right.
Which it was great because they're playing that. Oh, they're the heels. They're so good
There's
at
so
it.
many levels to this thing here. There's the visual, the T-shirts, the Yes chant, Stephanie's anger.
Yeah.
You believe that because I can believe that Stephanie or a McMahon could get that angry
her
that
face
someone.
was shaking. It looked
Yeah.
so much like Vince.
Yes.
Like she just looked like her father's daughter.
Yeah.
We haven't seen her like that in a long time. It was kind of nice.
I think that there's so many layers, and that's one of the layers that made it.
And they've been waiting to crack. Triple H and Steph have been like the calm
It's been building
villains
up, yeah.
the whole time.
yeah.
It's that veneer
He
on
got
top
to
that
them.
I was talking about. That
Yeah.
false face and the false voice. As the anger grows, it begins to crack until the reality shows through.
And I think that it's also that they've had so many other people do their bidding for them, and those people have slowly not been able to accomplish what they wanted, so they realize that they now have to step up and do it. And
And then when they can't do it, that's when they get angry.
yeah.
They did get angry. But before that, Triple H did not crack yet. He's like, you know what? Get out of the ring, start the match, hit some music. And then we got to see Damian Sandow.
That was nice. It was good to see him.
It was great.
Came back, but
Comes back and nah.
He's like,
can't make it through, and
I was hoping he would join the Yes Movement. That would have been funny. Awesome.
If the locker room came out, that would have been kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. No match for Sandow.
But he turns around. Steph's like, "Don't you dare disrespect me or my family." He's yelling. She starts screaming, "Get out! Get!" I can't even. Oh boy, it was loud.
don't try. We don't need the
Not
ear
gonna do
ache.
it. Daniel Bryan says, "Give us what we want, and we'll give you your show back." And Triple H says, "You want to know the truth? I've always liked you, Daniel. I wanted to protect you, but I'm not protecting you anymore. You're on. I will face you at WrestleMania 30." People go kind of crazy, but like you were saying, you're like, hey, we're not really that happy.
They really had them by the cojones, you know.
Mm-hmm.
They could have gotten anything, and then Daniel Bryan's asking for a match with Triple H at WrestleMania 30, and everybody's going, "That's not what we really want. Can't we
Right.
aim for something higher?" And then he says,
Have no fear, Hobo, because that's what Daniel Bryan says. That's not exactly all I want, Hunter. Everyone also wants to see me fight for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. If I beat you at WrestleMania 30, I get added to the championship match. So the main event would be Randy Orton versus Bautista versus Daniel Bryan. That's when Triple H charges. He finally cracks after Steph does. Charges at him. That's when the Bashams hold him back. And ladies and gentlemen, it is official. In the words of the great Teddy Long, if Daniel Bryan beats Triple H at WrestleMania 30, we're going to have a triple threat match. And that's what it's going to be.
Dale Rutledge, I wish he was here because he would be the happiest kid in the world.
Trust me, I don't know what time zone it is where Dale is right now, but he's going to be pumped when he finds out about it.
You mentioned it while we were watching it, Hobo. In any kind of drama, any kind of writing, any kind of improv scene, what do you got to do? You got to raise those stakes.
Absolutely.
You also have to yes and.
Yes and, right. Add
Damn,
information. It was plausible that for all of us who watch WWE for all these years, to give us Triple H and Daniel Bryan, yeah, okay, that makes sense. How they won't move it on.
Going to be a hell of a match.
Now, technically, we don't know if that will end up the main event because he's got to win, but probably going to happen. And I'm very excited that they decided to at least dangle that leap in front of us.
If he doesn't win, I can live with that as long as he gets the shot.
Yeah.
He's earned the shot, and everybody out there knows it. They know it like they know the sun's going to rise tomorrow.
With just that one sentence from Daniel Bryan, I will be inserted into the championship match if I beat you. In the words of the great Jim Ross, business is about to pick up. That makes that puts a whole new face on WrestleMania 30, because for weeks people have been complaining that it doesn't feel like a WrestleMania 30.
Right.
And
it would have been a heel main event.
Exactly.
Oh,
And,
what
we're-
a horrible curse that would be.
And what I love is we don't know if they really believed at some point that Orton versus Marvel movie star
Batista.
Guardians of the Galaxy Batista was going to work. Maybe they thought, hey, this is our Rock this year.
I think that they thought that Batista would have the fans behind him. He thought that he would have the fans behind him, and then they had to switch it because it wasn't working out.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was on the fly. I have to say, shout out to Rostafa.
Rostafa's on point, son.
There was a great meme that he sent. It was the official card with Batista, Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan, and then underneath a gospel choir, and they're just singing Hallelujah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Mustafa, the pride of West Orange, New Jersey, according to his Twitter. Thanks, buddy. Always on point.
West Orange.
That's right.
I got nothing.
Okay. I've been there once.
I'm from Hoboken.
That's true.
I don't know. I think that's relatively close.
That is. It's North Jersey. It's right over the.
Hoboken, New Jersey. You're darn right.
It's a quick. What's that ferry ride over to the city?
Okay.
From Hoboken.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know.
You alluded to it, Johnny. If I can get back to
Please.
this thing here, sorry. There's now a renewed energy. And I think they did a great job. Whether they adjusted on the fly or was their plan all along, which they'll probably claim.
Of course they will.
Everyone, I think, it seems like the general consensus from what I've seen on Twitter and in chat roll, everyone seems happy with this.
This is what people, I listened to Stone Cold's podcast, and he even said, he's like, look, at some point you got to give the fans what they want. Yeah. He's like, I get it. But at some point, you got to do it. Even Jim Ross said the same thing.
Mick Foley's going to lose his stuffing tonight with this announcement.
Yeah.
I wonder if Mick Foley tweeted anything yet.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, you're right. At some point the ringmaster has to become Stone Cold because that's the way it's going to be. That's wrestling works well when you find things organically. This is built. Even the yes itself was just Daniel Bryan doing something a couple of years ago to kind of amp up his heel or his excitement as he slowly turned heel. So this is taken on a life of its own. The crowd tonight was great prior to this, but after that moment, the energy picked up and never went away.
Gosh,
I think energy around the world picked up after that.
Yeah.
It felt like a weight had been lifted.
For a moment, I forgot about CM Punk.
Right.
For a moment.
Maybe if they gave it to us sooner, we wouldn't have complained so hard about CM Punk.
I think people would complain still, but yeah.
Right, but the majority would have gone, well, we have Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And they really are sort of two cut from the same cloth.
Absolutely. So it's exciting. It was a great moment. Like I said, they got that visual. And look, WrestleMania 30 this year is actually indoors for the first time in a while, right? A Superdome, 75,000. So the sound's going to be trapped in. And to end WrestleMania 30 with 75,000 people chanting yes, 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 I got to believe they want that.
And here's the Mick Foley tweet. Could this really be happening? Finally, WrestleMania can start creating the excitement we all knew it could.
Yeah.
At WWE Daniel Bryan, hashtag Raw Memphis.
Yeah.
Bam. And it only got 727 retweets. Good Lord.
Only.
Not 3 million like that Ellen one.
That's still pretty solid.
Well, I mean, Foley's not as pretty as Ellen.
That's true, but
Well,
I agree.
beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Hobo.
I guess we can tell that to Colette. 'cause
Tonight
she married
in
him.
Memphis, Tennessee. I just did the cheap pop.
Yeah, cheap
There it
plug
is.
there.
Boom. Yeah, man. WrestleMania's got a whole new, because now we know what the main event's going to be. The whole time in WrestleMania, there's going to be that, like last week when people were waiting for Punk, there was that, like, anticipation.
Yeah.
Now we got, not only do we get to see Daniel Bryan and Triple H, who are going to put on a hell of a show,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Triple H is going to throw everything he can at him. I'm sure Daniel Bryan will get decimated after the match and will hobble out on one toe to that main event.
So this isn't for sure, though. Like, we're talking about it like it's definitely going to be a triple threat match when we don't.
Technically not sure.
Technical-
He's
Okay.
got to
We are,
beat Trips.
gotta-
we are
Beat
counting
them,
our
yeah.
chickens, admittedly, before they hatch.
Yeah.
True.
We're counting our gobbledygooker eggs
How-
before
Yes, we
they
are.
hatch.
How
I've done
pissed
that
would
before.
people be if Daniel Bryan loses to Triple H?
I can't imagine
They-
them doing that, but
they-
who
Everyone
knows?
would want to
There will,
refund.
there will be a
Here's what they're
walkout of WrestleMania 30.
Absolutely. Here's what they're going to do. They're going to make him the biggest hero of all time. He is going to get slain by Triple H only to get the win by the hairiest of hairs, and
Yeah.
then he's going to do the same in the main event. And he will look like an absolute war hero,
Yeah.
going through 2 huge matches in one night, 3 of the most difficult opponents anyone could ever face. He will be the biggest hero since John Cena first was a hero.
Yeah. And it couldn't have happened to a guy that deserved it more. I mean,
Absolutely.
we all know his history.
But
just,
that's
you know.
born and
That's
bred.
part of this growth. Go back to that WrestleMania when he lost for 18 seconds, and all of us were legitimately upset. How could they disrespect this top indie star who we've loved for years? It's been building since then. This could be the payoff we've been waiting for.
Yeah.
What a payoff it'll be if it happens.
If.
But I mean, it's nice to see a great thing happen to a great person.
Yeah.
Everyone knows we've all worked with a lot of people in the wrestling business who have done matches with him or done events, because he wrestled for every possible company you could think of before WWE, and not one person has anything but amazing things to say about him. And that's
He's earned his stripes. He's earned absolutely everything that he has.
damn right he has. Speaking of earning stripes, Jerry Lawler and his shirt. He hits the ring next to say he would be proud. He's very proud to say that Sheamus versus Christian is about to be, drum roll, 67% Memphis Street Fight. Of course it is.
Fun fact, the first Memphis street fight was actually in 1955 between Colonel Tom Parker and Elvis's Soul out back of Sun Records. It's a fact.
Wow. Oh, I was going to say, that was,
Johnny's like, really? He fought his soul?
yeah. I was like, what year did Elvis die? He was alive in 55, wasn't he?
77.
That's what I thought.
What was the battle for his soul?
Oh,
It was the Colonel. It was the Colonel.
I get it.
Elvis lost, was the
Yes,
loser
yes.
of that battle.
And then Elvis
Yes.
became, okay.
became fat, bloated, and died on a can.
That's also when the
22 years
Illuminati
later.
formed that night.
True.
Yes.
Okay.
But
Anyways, this Memphis Street Fight had just about every weapon you could ask for. It had a drum set at ringside. It had chairs. It had Singapore canes, because we all know they come from Memphis.
Absolutely.
But Sheamus and Christian, they can go, man. Sheamus got hit with so many weapons.
and you can see every time he gets hit,
Yeah.
just his bruising is immediate. It's crazy.
His bruises are becoming like the David Caruso sunglasses flip. Like you're waiting for his body to just be Roy G. Biv.
It's like a topographical map after
Oh,
a match.
my
Just all
God.
these colors and shades.
He's a tattoo artist's wet dream, but
Yeah.
God, they go out of their way to make him turn
Yeah.
colors.
Yeah.
They do. He's a warrior, though. Celtic warrior. Boom.
Solid. I like him in the ring. He's fun to watch.
So's Christian.
Yeah.
And he's got great facial expressions. It's one of the things I love about him. When he looked Christian dead in his eyes a couple of times, Christian was like, "Oh God, I'm gonna die right now."
Yeah. It was great. Sheamus hits the white noise. Christian kicks out, surprisingly. Irish curse onto the steps. Then he brings in the bass drum, but Christian takes advantage with the chair, of course, on a really impressive-looking thing. Then he picks up the bass drum, and as he's holding it, brogue kick.
through the
drum.
How perfectly executed was that too?
Right.
Yeah, good
Like
point.
if you an inch off and it just wouldn't have worked. But
Yeah, if his head was just a little bit to the side, he would have been screwed. Christian would have won that match.
The Rockettes would be jealous of how high he gets with that.
Got some height,
With his
some
kicks.
power behind it.
And they got a thick
Absolutely.
leg on him.
But here's my question. If you're a Christian, not that you've ever taken a kick through a bass drum, but if you're a Christian, you're holding that drum, you don't necessarily see it coming.
Okay.
What happens? I mean, you're just hoping that, all right, I'm just going to fall.
Okay, there's a split second, an absolute split second where you feel impact on the drum and you feel it start to come towards your face. As a wrestler, you train to move your body within that amount of time to protect yourself. So within that like millisecond that he felt the impact before it hit his face, he was able to turn his head to the side so that the impact was here rather than here, and thus his neck was not injured.
Right, I was going to say, that way you don't risk whiplash.
Right.
Giving yourself, because that happens sometimes. If you don't fall the right way, you can really...
Been there.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
me too, actually. The one time I got knocked out with a microphone, didn't fall the right way, neck hurt for about 6 days.
Nice.
Yeah.
Live and learn.
Yeah, you do. But yeah, Bro kicked through the drum. I mean, if there's any match that could have followed the Occupy Raw, I mean, Jesus, these guys did it.
Yeah, throw him a high energy match.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
yeah. But, I mean, is this going to WrestleMania? Is this feud going to WrestleMania? Because it felt like a blow-off tonight.
I
They've
could
already
see
wrestled a
both
bunch.
of them in that the 30-man match.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Well,
where I feel like they're gonna.
I thought
put.
maybe it was going to set up a match, but they've already wrestled so much that when they came up with the Battle Royal, they're like, you know what?
Yeah, just dump him in there.
And could it be any more brutal than it was tonight? I mean, they left flesh in that ring.
Speaking of someone else who's probably going to be in that 30-man match, Zack Ryder apparently has a show back on YouTube.
Oh, really?
No,
He's
yeah.
back at it?
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but yeah, I saw that someone tweeted it to me today.
Good deal.
Like that kid.
Good for him.
Yeah.
It's a good kid. Next, we have Orton and Batista backstage, all up in the Raw general manager, Brad Maddox's grill, because, you know, he's making tons of decisions. They're pissed off when it comes down to it. But the Authority already left, so Brad Maddox does what he does best and doesn't do anything, really, as a GM.
Yeah.
He's very, very equipped at doing the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like an Office Space. It's like, what would you say you do here? I deal with people. That's all.
You gonna bring in the Bobs now? Is Brad Maddox gonna get the axe?
Hey, Bob. All right, next, Lana comes out saying a lot more stuff in a European language than she's used to. Maybe it's Bulgarian, maybe it's Russian.
That's
maybe
Russian.
it's both.
Russian.
That's Russian.
She
There you
speaks
go.
fluent Russian.
She speaks Russian. All rise for Alexander Rusev. He comes out. He says his thing, super athletic. The question is, when's he finally going to get in the ring? I don't know, but that's that.
Can't wait. Come on, make it happen.
Exactly. Wyatt family, this is their response to John Cena. Bray Wyatt says, I'm not of this world, John. Whatever you imagine me to be. And by the way, I'm not doing the Bray Wyatt voice because we had one guy complain on YouTube.
But
that
everyone else likes it.
I know, but I'm neurotic. One person bitches, and I get upset about it.
What was
So
the
I'm like-
bitching?
He just said, he's like, Johnny's impression of Bray Wyatt was good the first 30 times he did it. Meh, meh. It's the same, like, naysayer that always, I
If
forget his name.
someone,
Is his name Bitch Lee?
if we,
Because that's the one
no,
we
no, no.
usually get.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that. But if we listened to everyone who had a negative comment on the internet, we wouldn't have a show at all. So
That's a good point.
The internet
thank
likes...
you to all the people who have left positive comments
you.
because
Yeah.
you guys are the ones that make us want to do the show every week.
love you
guys. are
guys.
awesome.
Great job, guys.
And for the
But rest-
negativity, try doing the show yourself.
Absolutely. For the rest of you,
harder
you're
than
not
it looks.
here. You're not here. This is what I do. This is what I do. I'm here, you're there. I'm here, you're there.
Slow clap. Anyways, so Bray Wyatt says, I'm not of this world, John. Whatever you imagine me to be, I will be. At WrestleMania 30, John, I accept. Just remember, you were one with everything to lose. Your time is up. And I'm forever. Time, everybody, is on my side. Yes, it is. Which is a brilliant playback to the movie with John Goodman and Denzel Washington. I think it was called Time.
No, it wasn't.
Wasn't it called Time?
No, it was something else.
Whatever. But in
You
the
liked it.
movie,
Yeah.
the soul of this like bad person would just travel from being to being. They would sing that song, and the way Bray Wyatt brought that in, hell yeah.
Yeah. He says whatever we imagine him to be, he will be. What if we imagine the most innocent thing we can think of, something from our youth, something that could never possibly betray us? The Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
Oh,
Could he be the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man? Could we recreate Ghostbusters if the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man had a beard and a hat and a Hawaiian shirt?
that'd be amazing.
Somebody make that GIF. Come on, do it.
Or a meme, either one.
Whatever.
Same thing. I don't know.
I want to see him morph, though. Morph into
yeah.
the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. I want that GIF.
That's a tough GIF.
Do it. Yeah,
Hobo demands it. He doesn't have the internet, but he wants to see it.
absolutely. I have the internet. I've got a library card. I can make this happen.
Boom!
Hey.
Make it happen.
Free.
We can move on to the main event. So yeah, Bray Wyatt accepts the challenge. We have John Cena, Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 30. So the card is slowly coming together. Bam. Randy Orton and Bautista versus Daniel Bryan in the Big Show. You could tell the crowd was still so pumped about Occupy Raw that this match was kind of like just, icing on the cake.
Over there.
Yeah.
It really was. I mean,
And once again, with hashtag Bautista, WWE breaking that fourth wall and acknowledging something that the
Yeah.
fans started. It's smart. It's the new social media age, as you said.
It's hard to ignore it, especially if it's. I feel like last week it was trending. Hashtag Bautista was trending worldwide, and then it's gone as far as to on NXT we've had better than Batista chants for
For a
some
women's
of the
match.
women's
When Emma
matches.
powerbomb
Two of the
somebody.
women's matches.
We've got a couple of
actually.
badass ladies in that ring
Yeah.
that put Mr. Gracie-trained Batista to shame.
Yeah.
no doubt about that. Batista looks like he's getting his conditioning up a little bit in the ring. Daniel Bryan, of course, unloading his kicks on Orton. Misses the air goat, but locks in the yes lock. Batista breaks it up. The whole thing ends in a flurry to where Daniel Bryan eventually hits the running nail on Orton for the win. And boy, this was Daniel Bryan's night.
Yeah.
It was.
Good God Almighty! I would have thought like he really didn't even have to win. It was still his night.
There's so many nights that are Daniel Bryan nights.
That's true.
When you're engaged to Brie Bella, yes.
Phew, that's a good point too. Every night is your night, as a matter of fact.
It's WrestleMania 30 every night there. This is Brian setting up. We're excited for WrestleMania. They gave him his moment at the end after paying it off. Setting it up early pays off in the end. That's what the crowd wanted.
He pinned the champ.
Yeah.
He pinned
him.
the champ.
Clean.
I mean, it just could be something that happens a little bit down that road.
A little foreshadowing. I
A
mean,
little bit. Hope so.
I wonder though. But Daniel Bryan already had his night. I mean, I understand people really left happy now.
Yeah.
But boy, that's not looking good for Orton.
Yeah, and traditional booking sometimes says going into a pay-per-view, watch who wins or gets the better of scraps going in, because then they do a flip at the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
That's traditional booking. But here, I don't think they're going to ignore the fans. I just don't think they are.
You
I
never
don't-
know, though.
I don't think
you
you
do
can.
never know.
You don't know
never
with
know.
Vince Jr.
They
You
could
don't
be
know.
like. I thought we'd see Shane come back, but maybe not.
No.
Really good tweet from Chris Mingy, CLM2440. He said Daniel Bryan's going to go through evolution at WrestleMania. I didn't think about that, but he kind of is.
yeah.
Triple H, Orton, Batista. How about that?
Throw Flair in there in the pre-show. We're good to go.
Oh yeah, that's true. He's not going to beat up Ric Flair.
Wait. Could Evolution be coming back?
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Like, if they all lost to Bryan, would they sort of come back together to reform Evolution?
I don't know.
That would be a cool way to get Ric Flair on the show.
That would
than a
be
pre-show, yeah.
really interesting.
Of course, only two of them are active now. But
Yeah.
Well, still,
Three
I
can-
mean,
You got the three to handle it. Flair can manage it.
yeah.
It's a new
I mean,
form.
this-
He could be
this
the
really-
J.J. Dillon now of the.
He pointed it out. I didn't even see it, but it's way a possibility.
that was a really good tweet. Yeah, absolutely. Well, this Raw from Memphis really answered a lot of questions and gave it. I didn't expect this tonight.
I mean, for how upset fans were at the end of last Raw,
Yeah.
I feel like it was good to give people what they wanted.
Still no sign of Punk, but
Yeah.
like we mentioned earlier about
People seem to be turning on him and saying it's his fault now. Like,
I don't know.
But at the same time, he comes back
character.
in a heartbeat. They'll be
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he owes anything to anybody. He's put in a long career.
Absolutely.
If he wants to walk, he wants to walk. He has the money to do it. He has the type of guy like Jericho who can walk away and not hang on to the end. But
I mean, he's accomplished.
I think he'll be back
He's
eventually.
accomplished everything he has to accomplish, and he's a driven individual, incredibly driven individual. If he's not slaying a dragon, he doesn't feel alive. So he had nothing left to accomplish. The longest champion of the last decade. What does he have to do? What does he have to prove anymore?
show up at WrestleMania and create havoc. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe he'll be sitting front row.
Punk
Boy,
Brian SummerSlam for the title.
Holy macaroni!
Son of a gun.
That'd be awesome.
From Los Angeles. Bam. Cathy Kelley, put yourself over.
You can find me on Twitter at Catherine Kelley and here at AfterBuzz doing the NXT After Show on Thursday nights.
Boom, Hobo.
Well, I'm happy to have completed this first event in my AfterBuzz triathlon. You can catch me Thursday covering NXT and then Friday covering SmackDown. If you want to see me on Twitter too, I'm at True Hobo, and you can buy my shirt on ProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo.
Outstanding. I'm buying a shirt. I already have a Hobo
AfterBuzz is Hobo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ken Napzok.
At Ken Napzok and at Schmoes Follow us there. Go to our website, schmoesknow.com, for all your movie news needs.
Absolutely. At Jay Quasto, please follow at Wrestling Buds on Twitter. It's a really fun show on Nerdist that I do with Dale Rutledge. You'll love it. Cathy Kelley's actually going to be on this week.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear
Talking
Cathy.
about all the women wrestlers this
Yes,
week.
we're going to have Katarina Lee in studio. We're also going to have an interview with Nikki Bella and Natalia. So at Wrestling Buds, please follow, please listen. You're going to love it. With that said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in every single week, whether you're listening or watching. Everyone from other countries, thank you very much.
We love the feedback.
We do. Stay active. Occupy AfterBuzz. Good night, everybody.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.